The Democrats essentially sacrificed bringing witnesses in Trump's trial just to get it over with and focus on COVID relief. That's something that Joe Biden has said from the beginning he is determined to do. But now, as Anna Palmer just points out, you have essentially 3 legislative weeks to get it done. What has to go right to make that happen? And do you believe that the Republicans are in a let's not give Joe Biden a big victory mode?
Well, Chris, it's good to be with you. It's hard to be certain about where Republicans will go, but I think it was pretty evident early on that they, when they made a proposal on the COVID relief legislation, that they weren't in any mood to really be a constructive full partner. They proposed a number that was nowhere near meeting the moment. I mean, we're at a moment where a lot of people are still dying, a lot of people are still contracting the virus, and the vaccine rollout isn't moving nearly fast enough. So I think they indicated pretty early that they're not willing to really be that constructive partner. But I think we can get this done by way of the reconciliation process. I hope some Republicans would join us in this critically important moment for the country.
Does the fact that 7 of them voted for impeachment give you hope that there might be more who are open to voting with Joe Biden on the COVID bill?
Chris, I'm not sure if there's a connection there necessarily. Some who voted for conviction, I think, showing a lot of political courage to do that. But there are also some who may have voted for conviction, but also are opposed to the COVID relief legislation, or at least major parts of it. But look, I think we can still do this in a somewhat bipartisan way, but we've got to get this done. We've got to get a bill to the president. He's got to sign it into law, because it is both a COVID and vaccine imperative, if I can summarize it that way, but also an economic imperative to provide relief to people, to get schools open, and to push back on the virus. After that process is over, I don't think there's any question that one of the best opportunities for bipartisanship is infrastructure. I think that's actually a real possibility.
Yeah, I'm very curious about that, because in the traditional world, which got blown up over the last several years, there was this honeymoon period. And certainly with somebody who had the numbers that Joe Biden had, the number of Americans who voted for him would suggest that he has the wind at his back. Certainly we see from the polls that his popularity is high. But what do you think the appetite is for going big? And what do you think the priorities should be?
Well, I don't think there's any question that we have to go big on this bill, the COVID bill. But then right after that, I think we have to focus on an economic strategy to get the economy out of the ditch. We still have a very high unemployment rate. In our state, we still have a lot of counties that have unemployment rates of 7, 7.5, 8, very high numbers for our state. So we need I think we're going to need, in my judgment, this is my view of it, we're going to need a New Deal style kind of jobs bill. But coupled with that, I think the infrastructure possibility to rebuild roads and bridges, broadband, and so many other parts of our infrastructure provides not just a bipartisan moment, that's really secondary to getting the substance done, but getting an infrastructure bill done to create a hell of a lot of jobs real fast.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.